Hi, everybody. I'm here to give you some directions on setting up your myMCPS classroom for quarter four. As you can see, I'm on the landing page for myMCPS classroom. It defaults to my dashboard. I want to set up my course for quarter four, so I'm going to click on courses here on the left, and I'm going to select all courses. I'm going to look for quarter four, semester two. I'm using Mrs. Carter's Advanced English 8 as my example course. As you can see, that star is highlighted. If yours isn't, just make sure it's highlighted, because what that highlight means is that it will be on your dashboard. And as you can see, when I go back to my dashboard, it's right here. So now it's time to go into the course. I'm going to select the course, and I'm immediately going to go into settings. This is where you can do a couple of things to clean up the view on your dashboard and also how it's seen on a student's dashboard. I always like to clean up right here in the course code. As you can see up top here, it's got all these numbers and it's really long. I used to always name my courses in a more abbreviated fashion so that it would look like something a little shorter. And after I update the course, you'll see how that changes this. Again, stylistic choice. You don't have to do that. You can also choose an image. You can put an image on the page. All you have to do is choose it, and then you upload from your computer, and you can put just about anything in there, and you now have an image for your page for your students on their dashboard. The important stuff, however, is enabling the course grading scheme. So again, you're in the Settings tab, you're in Course Details. You're going to enable course grading scheme. You're going to set grading scheme. This is not the grading scheme we use in MCPS, so we're going to select another scheme, and we're going to select MCPS grading scale. We've got to click Use this grading standard, and then Done. Another thing that's important is at the bottom, very small print, you see more options. These are options that you can either select or unselect for student responses to announcements. Say you put out an announcement and students are responding inappropriately. You can always disable comments on announcements. It defaults to these being selected. I always go through and unselect them because letting students attach files to discussions can be cumbersome unless it's something that you have set up and you want to do. Also, letting students organize their own groups right now might be a bit too much, but again, always up to you. My suggestion is to start off though with comments disabled. Now, I always have to update my course details. Whenever I do anything, it's not going to remember it. You have to tell it to remember. So I'm going to update, and you'll see some of those changes I made. Quarter four Advanced English 8, there's the picture. So one more thing I want us to do here in settings. In the feature options, we want to select External Collaborations Tool, so it toggles green. And then RCE enhancements, that's the rich content editor. This may come back later where we need some help with some rich content, which has to do with embedding documents. So we're going to select that too. That's a new feature in MCPS Classroom. Again, I have to go back to that main page and I'll update the course details. Now, we're not done yet. We've set up quite a few things and the course is still unpublished. Now I want to go into assignments. This is where I have to go back into my gradebook and I need to check and see how MCPS designates my grades. So I'm teaching Advanced English 8. And as you can see, I have options. I have options here. And the options are general, narrative, categories, etc. I have to see how MCPS named my course homeworks and either assessments or formatives. Mrs. Carter's are named homework for practice prep and formative. So that's how I'm going to name them. in my assignments. So I'm going to name assignments, homework for practice prep. And I'm going to make a new group, and I'm going to name that formatives because that's what it's named in the gradebook. Not all of ours are the same. That is something I have brought up to MCPS, but for right now, we need to just go into the gradebook and find it in those options. Now, this is not the end of it. We will need this to match how it matches in your gradebook. So you have to select Way Final, and then we know homework for practice prep is 10, formatives is 90. Click Save. This now matches your gradebook. So anything you put in here will calculate for students as they view it. But remember, the final say is in your gradebook. When you import anything from Commons, often it will be named imported assignments, imported documents here, and that can land in your assignment page, or if it's a module, it can land in the modules page. So let's go back home. And as a final step, we're going to publish the course. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.